Which of these time wasters do you struggle with most? Now, the reason why I'm sharing these with you is I find that when entrepreneurs come to me and they want to be more efficient, one of the things that you've got to stop doing is time wasting. So these are some of the 6 concepts that I see that a lot of entrepreneurs really struggle with. And I hope that helping identify this for you can then help you overcome it and ultimately to become more efficient in due course. So the first one, saying yes. Now, this may seem counterintuitive because you're thinking, Ben, you've got to say yes. You've got to say yes to everything. You've got to be able to say yes to opportunities, say yes to these things. Now, the truth is, we're actually in times now where there are so many different things going on. There are so many opportunities out there that we're in this information overload of constantly thinking, do I do this? Do I do that? I mean, I can tell you every single day, if I said yes to every meeting, I would not be able to do anything else. I've got people adding me on LinkedIn all the time going, Ben, can I do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? If I said yes to everything, I'd be completely overwhelmed. So instead of saying yes, think about it like this. If you say yes to someone else, you're saying no to yourself and to your business. That is really important. So you've got to value yourself and value your time as an entrepreneur. So as opposed to saying yes and going into that people-pleasing mode, it's important to have space to kind of give back, say yes if you want to do that, but also to say no and really focus on what's going on. And people will respect you more, people will look at you in a different way, and you'll get outstanding results because of that, and you won't waste any time with constant meetings that don't add any value to your clients, yourself, or even your business. Now next, perfectionism. Now this is one that I honestly have a lot of clients that struggle with this because often they're coders, they're marketers, they're people that like things to be perfect. Now the truth is you're going to waste so much time if you're attempting to make everything perfect. There are so many challenges that arise when you're attempting to spend hours and hours looking for that last tweak that will make this thing perfect to be able to move on. We do not want to move to perfectionism because the truth is perfectionists have the lowest of all standards. Now, what do I mean by that? It's because it's a standard that you can never reach. So you're always going to get to that. You can't be perfect. It's impossible. So with that said, what I really challenge you to do is to look at the 20-80 principle, right? What 20% can you do that gets you 80% of that result? And accept that, very good, outstanding is going to be good and then move on. As opposed to spending so much time attempting for everything to be perfect, it's just going to be very overwhelming for you and going to waste a lot of time. Next, worrying. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs worry about the past, they worry about the future, they forget that all you have is now. I remember having a conversation with a business owner. And this is a potential client. He says to me, Ben, I'm really struggling with time at the moment. I've just got so much planning to do. I said, well, tell me a little bit more. And he says, well, I'm working out my 5-10 year plan. I'm trying to get all the details. And he is so busy worrying about the future, worrying about when he has 10 employees, what are the legalities, that he's forgetting about being in the now. Right? It is so important that you focus on the now and forget worrying about the future. There are too many people that go down these downward cycles of self-sabotage because of worry. Now, the prerequisite to worry is often a bad question. So this question could come in the form of, well, what happens if I fail? Yeah, well, if I do this, what will other people think? And what this does is it causes your brain to kind of focus on this negative downward spiral, which can be incredibly challenging if you want to be able to move forward in a way where you're enjoying what you're doing and you're actually making the most of your time. I actually have a client that I'm working with at present, and when we started working together, he would struggle for hours. He would just overthink and overanalyze all these different segments of his life and of his business. So instead, make sure to be able to focus on the present, forget about worrying, and ask empowering questions to be able to direct your focus accordingly. Right? What happens if this goes right? How can I make the most of this opportunity? How can I make this a win-win right now? And that will really help you move forward. Now next, we've got multitasking. Now, it is impossible to multitask, right? And they've done studies and it literally takes you 14 minutes to get fully focused on the task that you're doing after being distracted. Do you have any idea how easy it is to be distracted by notifications from all your social media apps, from WeChat, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, all these different platforms if you've got those notifications on? I'm telling you now, you've got to be able to have time where you're fully focused on one task. One of the best things to do is to segment your day into different time blocks where you're fully focused on a task. No interruptions, nothing like that. You just get it done. And if you do that, you're going to find it so much easier to move forward sustainably than these constant up and downs of multitasking, burning out, and then procrastinating because you really don't know what to focus on. Speaking of that, let's go on to number 5, which is no prioritization. Now, when it comes to prioritization, it is of fundamental importance. I remember I was literally on a call yesterday where I was speaking to one of my mentees and I was saying that you need to work out what you're doing. You need to make some decisions here. She says, well, Ben, everything's important. And in my head, I'm like, I agree. Lots of things are important. It doesn't mean they're important to do right now. You've got to be able to prioritize. You need to look at your task and think, what is going to move my business, my life forward in the biggest way to help me get to the next level? You have to prioritize. And I'm such a big fan of breaking your year down into different quarters, right? In this first 3 months, my aim is this. And the next 3 months, my aim is that. And you start to shift your business and move it forward. It will literally take you to another level. It is so important that you optimize, that you do the right things to kind of shift it, as opposed to really spreading yourself too thin, dabbling in loads of things without the prioritization in place. Now, lastly, we've got hesitation. Now, it is so easy to hesitate, to overthink, to not make a decision when there is so much information and things are happening so quickly. And very often, one thing's relevant now, it's not relevant later. And I can't tell you how much of a difference it's made in my life, moving away from hesitating and actually saying, you know what, I'm going to make a decision. And you've got to move away from the, I just don't know, right? You do know. You need to make a decision. You may not know 100%, but you're going to have a gut feeling. You're going to have to trust your instincts. And that is so important to stop wasting time. If you're hesitating, if you're feeling unsure, you've got to be able to be a leader. Remember that leaders make decisions fast and they change them slow. If you want to move forward in your life sustainably, you've got to stop hesitating and start shifting gears to kind of take your life and business to the next level. So I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to focus on where you're time wasting and ultimately overcome it to help you move forward. If you're struggling at all with this in any way, feel free to reach out. My team and I can chat to you about different solutions we have to help you overcome these challenges and ultimately move forward on your journey. Speak soon and have a great day.